First of all, you're gonna kill it at this interview, okay? Shake out all those nerves, jump up and down, give me a power pose, and know that it's just a conversation. You're gonna have fun, you're gonna make a new friend, you're gonna share some stories about your life. Sound good? Good. What's up? My name is Dylan Ellis. I'm a college admissions coach at nextgenadmit.com, and I recently graduated from Stanford University. Today, we're going to be talking about the top 10 mistakes to avoid in your college admissions interview. Before we get into that, if you're still cranking out your college essays for your other applications, we have an entire college essay editing service where my team will edit your essays in just 1 to 5 days. And this is not like Grammarly, okay? We actually pay attention to your storytelling, your structure, and if it's effectively conveying the right values that you want to be communicating to colleges. So you can go ahead and check that out right here. We also have tons of other resources and coaching support. Now, mistake number 1. Lack of research. Don't just jump into your interview without having done any research on the college before. Admissions officers want to see that you're enthusiastic about attending their institution and you have done a lot, and I mean a lot of research into their programs and their offerings and even their extracurriculars. So take some time, really figure out what are the college's values and which values align with your own. What's the culture like? What kind of traditions or fun things do they have that you look forward to participating in? I actually recommend taking notes and creating a list of all the things that you are interested in and you are excited about so that if it comes up naturally in conversation, you can easily remember and mention some of those things. Mistake number 2, overly scripted responses. I know, you want to prepare for your interview, but let's not make a word-by-word script, okay? The problem with making a script is that you're going to sound scripted. You don't want to talk like an essay. You want to talk like you. Admissions officers really just prefer genuine conversational responses rather than fully fleshed out, over-rehearsed answers. I feel like it can sound a bit ridiculous if you're also amping up the superfluous language, like, I just want to explore the intersection between, if we consider the ways in which, the juxtaposition between. Like, okay, stop trying to sound impressive, just be you, just be natural. This doesn't mean not preparing, okay? I still recommend writing out notes, and yes, planning out some of your answers before even hopping onto the interview. The way that I would recommend doing this is writing bullet points, okay? Bullet points, not complete sentences. By using complete sentences, you're locking yourself into those specific words and that type of phrasing, and then that's what's gonna make you sound scripted. If it's bullet points, you just know what points you need to hit, and then you can use whatever words come naturally to say that. Also, you can't script and pre-plan everything. There might be some curveball questions. I know that my Stanford interview had one and I had to think on the spot. But what helped me do that was just all the prep that I did before helped activate the stories in my head, intellectual topics that I had been thinking about, the problems that mattered to me, what I cared about, what issues I wanted to solve, what values I wanted to get across, what stories from my life that I thought were really important to share, especially stories that I hadn't already written about in my college essays. The goal is to prime your brain, to get you thinking about these things so it's nice and ready when you're in the interview to just shoot out any sort of idea. So then you already have all the ingredients in your head to make any sort of salad or smoothie that you need. I know I kind of just went into a food analogy. Let's just pretend that the salad and the smoothies are your stories and your answers to their questions. Okay. Mistake number 3, showing up late. I don't think I need to say too much about this one. Just don't show up late. You know punctuality is important because it shows professionalism. If you are physically going to an interview, I recommend arriving at least 15 minutes early. That'll also give you time to just breathe and settle your nerves. And then if you're doing an online interview, I recommend being ready and logging in a couple minutes beforehand, so be early, don't be late. Mistake number 4, underdressing. Let's choose an appropriate outfit, okay? Now, you don't need to come in with a business suit or anything crazy like that. You still wanna look nice, professional, put together, but not over the top, and you definitely don't wanna dress too casually. I would just choose an outfit that's nice, business casual, and makes you feel confident. Mistake number 5, lack of preparedness for common questions. Yes, the interview is going to make you think on your feet, but you should have some good ideas of what you're going to talk about. For example, why are you excited about attending this college? What's a time in which you've faced a challenge or an obstacle? What are your academic goals? Or even, tell me about yourself. Who are you? Like I said before, I recommend writing these down with bullet points instead of full-on sentences, and I recommend rehearsing them out loud with somebody else. You can also practice videotaping yourself and then watching the video afterwards and giving yourself feedback. Mistake number 6. Not asking questions. You absolutely want to ask questions to your interviewer so you're not just talking about yourself the whole time, because what kind of conversation is that? It's important to have a genuine interest in the other person as well. Remember, this is a conversation, it's a two-way street. If you don't ask questions to the interviewer, you also miss an opportunity to learn about their experience at their school. Interviewers are alumni. They have all the experience of going to that school, studying there, taking the classes, living in the dorms, doing all the fun things. So it can actually be really interesting to ask them about those experiences. I recommend having a list of questions in your head that you've previously written down so you know what you're gonna ask. But also let things happen naturally. If they say something that interests you, follow up with another question. Also, you don't want to ask just very general questions about the school as a whole. Like, actually ask questions that you care about and that are tailored to your specific interests. This will show that you're genuinely interested in seeing how their school is going to help you achieve your goals. Mistake number 7, overemphasizing your weaknesses. Yeah, it's good to be honest, but we don't need to overemphasize our weaknesses. It's good to be self-aware, but admissions officers want to see that you're confident and they want to hear about your strengths. So if you are talking about a story in which you're sharing something vulnerable or you're talking about a challenge that you went through, it's important that you're not spending so much time talking about the challenge or the weakness. You need to really emphasize your growth, what you learned from that challenge, how you overcame it, showcase your resilience, and talk about the actual actions that you took to address or strengthen that weakness. Mistake number 8, lack of specificity. You don't want to give general or vague answers. You don't want to give really short answers. You don't want to give a one-worded answer. This is your chance to show who you are. This is your chance to yap, to storytell. So really give the details, give the specifics, tell the story. Imagine this is your best friend and you're like, oh my God, I have some juicy tea to share with you. Except you're not actually talking about tea or drama, you're sharing your life experiences that demonstrate your intellectual curiosity. Mistake number 9, negative attitude or disrespect. We do not want to pop an attitude with the interviewer. The goal is to treat this as a very respectful and positive interaction. So make sure to be polite, but also natural and conversational, as I've been saying, and enthusiastic. You're grateful to be here. It's also nice to show some gratitude for this opportunity to be interviewed and respect for the interviewer's time. And lastly, mistake number 10, forgetting to follow up. Wait, what? You have to follow up in a college interview? Yeah, it's actually really nice to do so. Send a thank you email within about 24 hours of the interview, express your gratitude for the opportunity to have this interview, reiterate your interest in attending the school, and maybe even throw in some key highlights or takeaways that you got from their conversation. Make sure the follow-up is nice, concise, and professional. You don't want to sound desperate or be begging for them to admit you. But a little thank you email at the end can feel nice and personal and show some courtesy. Alrighty, right, those are all of the mistakes I have for you guys. You are going to smash this interview. You are going to kill it. You're going to do amazing. I know you are. Believe in yourself. Shake out those nerves. It's going to be fantastic. Okay? Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I so look forward to hearing how your interview goes. Let me know in the comments. All right, bye-bye.